Hey, welcome to the Bob and Tam Show. Where the heck is she at? We're in cow country. So we'll get started here in just a minute. As soon as she gets around here, she's in the other room. Don't have the greatest light here. It's kind of behind us, so a little dark. Hopefully the sounds all right. And as soon as she gets here, I can get it up on all of our Facebook pages so everybody can see what's going on. Got a couple big announcements that we're going to be making today. And we're going to talk a little bit about Myrtle Beach, what we think about that. For somebody was there the whole time. Somebody else was there. Holy smokes, look at that. She's here. I don't have any music to play.
You don't, do you?
No. So
You'll get us a drink.
All right, you can talk a minute while I get everything transferred around here.
So I've been back out here in Wichita, Kansas. I came out for my our oldest grandson's graduation, and then his birthday was yesterday, which he missed. We'll explain that later, why and how he missed it. He was supposed to come out yesterday, and things didn't go as planned. So I'm trying to he's getting in on that, and I'm doing this. So I guess I can click on these. So Janice is on. Hi, Janice. How are you? I can't believe we missed you. We were so darn close to you, and we didn't get to see you. Who else is this? That's us too. Hey, Exam Biker, how are you? How you doing? And Neil's on. He got notified, he said. How about that? That's good. So the oldest grandson turned 19. He's got a job. He wants to go to lineman school, but he's got to get everything all set up for that. He showed up. I've been taking it easy. How about that? Oh, here in Kansas City, it seems very light. Do you need that? Open that window? I mean,
no,
I feel
it was a glare.
Bright.
Yeah, so it was all messed up. So gonna have to stick with what we got. That's all I can say.
It was. We just look kind of dark.
Yes, we are.
So what did Janice say? I would have liked that too. I know. One of the lives, I guess when we were at Twin Peaks, you said you were only like 2 hours away. I'm like, dang. I couldn't believe we.
All right. So I got all that all set up and ready to go. So tonight we're going to be talking about, you haven't got on yet. Are you on their internet?
I should be. Right. I just got to do one more thing so I can click on my. Oh, we got here. Tucker. He doesn't want to come in here. Bob looks well rested. Well, he shouldn't because he had a really rough day. Oh, he's just going to plug in a light.
He did last time.
Oh, did I? Oh, something got really big. Oh, I guess.
Trying to set up a light here.
There's a plug over here somewhere?
No.
Yeah, right under here.
I don't see a plug.
It's in the desk.
Oh.
Oh, you do have multiple.
Well, I don't. That's all your junk. You can unplug something there. Here, we got to close the screen for a minute.
The white thing?
I guess.
One's TV. Doesn't matter which one you go. Plug that in.
All right. Let's see if that works.
All right. Let me put the camera back on. Hey, you can see us.
It's a little brighter. That looks a little better.
Yeah,
it does.
A lot better.
Thank you.
All right. So there's your phone. I don't know if you're going to be able to, if the messages will come up. No, see.
Oh.
You have to hit show on stage to do that.
CC's on
click
from the
thing.
51st day.
All right. So
We're both sick. They're both
still
having
suffering
cough.
with the cough still.
I don't know.
A little
Out
different.
Here, it's, I think, what do you call it? Pollen. There's a lot of stuff.
Ooh, cow. We're right here in Kansas because that's where the cattle are running.
That's right.
So we're going to talk a little bit about Myrtle Beach. We're going to talk about Sturgis. Got a couple announcements there. We're also going to talk about another big announcement we're going to be making tonight. So stay tuned about another rally that looks like it's all set to go. And we're going to be letting you know about that. You can take this still and use this if you want.
I was going to say, because I can't. There's
Get your
somebody on
drink
there.
over. There you go. So they said the sound sounded pretty good. So they got pretty good internet here. So should sound all right tonight. So Myrtle Beach, we'll let you talk first because you only
Yeah.
stayed. So we actually got there the Tuesday before everything started. So we were there the Tuesday before. So we had a little bit of time to kind of look around things. Tam stayed till Monday because Tuesday morning she left early, bright and early, so it didn't really count. So you were actually there. So actually with Myrtle Beach, you actually have 2 rallies. Actually, there's 3 rallies going on. First one you have is it starts on Friday and runs all the way through the last Saturday. A little bit on Sunday, which if you watch the video, which a lot of you didn't watch, you would have seen Sunday and seen what was happening on Sunday. That's more of a bike rally because it's 10 days. The rest of the town that opens up, the dealership where Speeds is at, they're only open from Saturday to Sunday. So they're only Monday. They don't open till Monday. So they're only the 7 days. So it's a bike week. So there's a lot of discrepancy about that because a lot of people there's actually a new group that kind of started. They said they're out of Myrtle Beach. We actually was posted on there. They had a media center, which we ended up, the day I wanted to go down, they had trouble with the tent. I think it rained that day and it got water inside. They were closed and I never got a chance to get back there. We chatted with them a little bit, but that was kind of it. They had flat track racing, but it was about an hour away. They had a couple rides they went out on. They had one day, I think they rode out to that racetrack. It was 120 miles round trip, 60 out, 60 back. I think that was on the Thursday, the last Thursday there. We just didn't get a lot of time to talk to them to see all the things going on. So what'd you think about Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the first part of the week?
It was a little cool, but it was nice.
It rained some
see,
too.
rained a little, not too much. It's just like a drizzly rain. It wasn't bad. It wasn't like an all day soaking rain like you get sometimes, but wasn't too bad. And like I said, I wore a jacket most of the time, so got to see a lot of people. A lot of people came down the first part of the rally, so that first weekend.
So the first weekend was very quiet. Pretty much a lot of people that were vendors and stuff all said it kind of looked like bike, what they have in the fall rally, that there really isn't, that's the difference because people always ask the difference. What's the difference between spring and fall? Typically, springtime is a lot more states are involved. There's people coming from Ohio, there's people coming from Alabama, maybe from Canada, all kinds of different things. I kind of read off of some of the plates one day. I walked by at a dealership and kind of read off some of the
states there.
Some of the number plates that were there to give you an idea of who's all there. Some people trailer in, not as many, probably more people ride into this rally than compared to Daytona. But big crowd. So what ended up happening is that first part of the week there was pretty dead. It was pretty sparingly. Wasn't a whole lot of people. You could still get down to Murrell's Inlet, and they still had a pretty good crowd. But I think the people that actually pulled their bikes in, trailers or however they got them there, that without riding them in, I think they had cars and trucks. And I think that's what happened because when we talked to the church parking lot, they said that first Saturday was busier. They made more money on that Saturday than they did last year on the first Saturday, which didn't rain. So that was kind of curious. That was very interesting.
So Strike High Glazer said it was hot and muggy. Even riding didn't help.
So as we get started to the week, she left on Tuesday. One night I did a video that it rained a whole 10 minutes. I think it was around 5 o'clock. It rained for about 10 minutes. I pulled over. I got more wet taking the camera off, getting my phone out than it was getting into the bar. By the time I got a tea, got back out, sat down, drank about half of it, the rain stopped. So I said it was about 10-minute rain. Other than that, really didn't get, because we never did really. Did we wear the rain gear that first when you were still there? That's not no, because we got wet in Panama City. We put the rain gear on.
We did have it on because we had it in Steven's thing. Remember, I had to fold it all up before I left. We did have it all on.
So we did put it on one. Oh, I guess when we left one night, I think at 7 o'clock, it was misty, kind of raining. It wasn't pouring down rain. Or was that when I was there?
Oh no, that's the night we went and we ate at Judy Boone's, and then we ate at Dead Dog. And then we went to Beaver Bar. And then when we left Beaver Bar, we put it on and rode home.
So that was probably Sunday night, is when that happened. But maybe it was Saturday. I don't know. Whatever day it was. It did rain a little bit then. Ended up being on Saturday. If you were there on the last Friday of it, it broke a record for the hottest freaking day of the year, hottest day for that record. So that's twice now we had that happen in Leesburg, and we actually had it happen now in Myrtle Beach. So it was about 98. The humidity was really high. It was a hot, sweaty day. Some people would call it moist, whatever you might want to be. It was hot.
Missed it.
And so, as the weekend got more, Saturday, it wasn't quite so hot and hectic. I talked to a few people. Actually, I talked to some of the people that work there at the SBB. They said for Jackal was one of the largest crowds they've seen in years there on Friday night.
At SBB.
Yeah, so that was they said a lot of guys were telling me that work there. I was chatting with them about what was going on, and they said it was just wild and crazy. SBB, it's always Myrtle's Inlet pretty much was busy every night. Didn't matter really. We kind of showed you some of the video of showed you the parking lot, excuse me, of the church, and you could see where how many bikes are still there, things like that. But I mean, once it started getting warmer. By the first day, I think it was by 3 o'clock, you couldn't even get into Beaver Bar. It was already full packed. And then most of the other time, it was by noon or 1 o'clock, they had no more spaces available. So very interesting. So overall, the last weekend was a great crowd. What's wrong?
Neil said Janice can't see him. So I don't know why. She's on YouTube. So I thought maybe she was on Facebook. You wouldn't be able to see her, but I guess she can't see his comments.
Don't know what to tell you. If you're on YouTube, you should be able to see them. As long as you both are on YouTube making comments.
They both are.
Oh, well, you don't know that.
Well, I can see it says YouTube. And Janice says YouTube. Says YouTube.
So I don't know.
I don't know.
Do you see it? So it's up right now. Neil's got his name here at the bottom over here. Janice, can you see that? Unless somewhere along the line, Janice, you've clicked on it and put you hit him.
Yeah.
You didn't want to see his comments. That would be
She's on
something.
Yeah, she's on there.
So you might want to check with that. I don't know. If we block somebody, it stops everybody from seeing that name. So it's not from our end. It might be something you've done on your side somewhere. Sometimes it does when you're sliding over here looking at the comments and stuff.
It's easy to click.
Yeah. So
we've done it unintentionally a few times. Intentionally sometimes, but
it is changing. YouTube's changing a little bit because it's kind of like her now. When we use the phone, we have to actually hit the comment and then hit show. It doesn't come up anymore. I don't know why they've changed that to where when we use the laptop now, it's just like easy. She can just go right down. Like right now, she just moves the mouse, clicks on it, it opens right up. So it's really easy to see.
Oh, she said no.
So I have no idea why you can't see Neil.
So appreciate all the information, everything you got from watching all the past few years. Okay, thanks. That's Heather. We didn't get to see them. We invited them out to Twin Peaks. They actually have a place down there in Myrtle Beach, up North Myrtle, near Captain Archie's. And when we invited them out, it was Mother's Day, which I get it. And I think their kids came down, so they spent the day with their kids, which I don't blame them. So somebody asked what we were doing in Kansas. Our youngest daughter lives here. That's what we're doing in Kansas.
So the oldest one graduated from high school on Wednesday. So that's one of the reasons she came back was for the graduation. I still worked. And then yesterday was his birthday. So I was supposed to be here with that. We're still negotiating with Delta to determine if I'm going to put my video up about Delta. At this point, I would never fly with Delta again. I have never seen such poor customer service in my life. I flew into Atlanta, which is their headquarters.
Their hub, their main hub.
It was the biggest F mess I've ever seen. People that work there, that sit behind the counter, actually knows nothing. And they don't really care less if they help you or not. They didn't have any answers for anything that I asked. Even asked where their customer service was at because I kept getting foreigners on the line. I said, and the guy goes, I don't know. I said, how long you work for the company? Oh, for a while. And you have no idea where your customer service is at. Nope. You're pretty sad because the company I worked at, I could tell you exactly where they were at. It's not that difficult. If wherever you're working at, if you don't know where your call center is, your customer service is, you're pretty hiding in a ditch someplace. But so at this moment, like I've got a video I'm going to be working on here real soon that I'm going to put up and just tell you what mess I had, and they ended up just making it worse as the day went on. So I ended up missing his birthday. That was part of the problem, and it all ended up being a pilot didn't show up down in Atlanta to fly. So basically from Myrtle Beach to Atlanta is a flip-flop flight. It goes back and forth all day long. Same thing with here in Wichita. There's a flight that goes back and forth. And so somewhere along the line in Atlanta, coming back to Myrtle Beach for the second run, it was late or something, and the pilot was supposed to take over, didn't show up, or I don't know what happened. So we had to wait an hour for them to find another pilot to show up. So that started the landslide. So then my plane that I was supposed to get on would have, the time I landed would have been the time it takes off. Well, on Delta, you can't get, if you check, you cannot check in less than 15 minutes before it is due to depart. You are not supposed to board the plane in the last 15 minutes. That's their rule. So I was within a few minutes of it actually taking off, and I didn't make it to the gate.
He said they close the gate 15 minutes before the plane takes off, and they don't open it for anybody.
So we'll leave it at that, because I don't want to tell you a whole lot of stuff, because I do want to do a video on it and kind of complain a little bit more and give you a little bit more insight of what I have and what I found out from other people, other travelers that were there that have fly Delta on a regular basis. This is the first time that I know of that I've ever flown Delta. And at this moment, it ranks right up there with Spirit and Allegiance. Actually, Allegiance, we finally got through to somebody when we had issues with them. Took an hour, but we did get through somebody. And I think they were actually English speaking. I don't remember being a foreigner or not. You talked to them.
Yeah.
And this time it was just useless all the way, no matter who I talked to. Even when I got on the chat and all that, it was a waste of my time. So I spent 7 hours in Atlanta doing nothing, waiting to get going. Well, I did some videos because I was getting ready to tell you all about Delta. So we're waiting to find out, because no, I'll let it go, because I'll add all that to the video.
You'll have to wait for the video.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, if it doesn't, we'll go back and maybe I'll do another video and explain how this happens and what they want to do. Because somebody reached out to me today, but it sounded like a scam, and I still don't know if it's not a scam. But I'll put that on.
Yes.
I would put it on the video, and I'm going to explain that to you. So yeah, it was just really weird. I've never had any situation like this ever happen. So we'll leave that at that. So Myrtle Beach overall, if you got any questions about Myrtle, this is your time to ask those questions. I think the last weekend we had a really good crowd. I'm not going to say it was a breaking crowd. Some of the people that were working there said they felt it was a larger crowd than we've seen in the last year or so. I don't know. This time I did spend more time in Myrtle's Inlet than I normally do. I spent a lot of time there at the Beaver Bar. We know Leslie and the girls. Well, for us, which is sad, the girls at the Beaver Bar and the girls that were at
SBB.
No, the girls that were at the Broken Spokes and Bones were a lot nicer and easier for me to go up. Normally she talks to all the girls, so this time I had to go up, and pretty much most of the ones at SBB, which we've had that trouble before, that as soon as I start to kind of walk with a camera, they turn around and they walk away or whatever. Don't even give me time to say anything to them.
Last year did that to me.
Yeah. So we don't know. I was supposed to meet up with one of the owners before, and we just got, with her leaving and everything, we just never got set that up to go sit down and talk to him and try to straighten that out. So not the end of the world. You still got to see what was going on. There was some crazy stuff that happened at Suck Bang Blow. There was, if you've seen it on Facebook, a tire caught on fire and some guy ended up getting back on his bike and almost burned up. There was another one, which I haven't seen the video, but I've been told all about it. I think it happened on the last Saturday night, Friday or Saturday, that some girl got in there and the bike started fishtailing and it threw her off, and then the bike came at her. They said she ended up standing up, but they don't know how she didn't get hurt. So there was some issues with that. I got a couple burnouts that were there. We didn't spend a lot of time there at night. So that was kind of how that all worked out. There was 4 fatalities. I originally said there was only 2. And actually on that last Friday and Saturday, there was one bike that 2 people died. I think it was I don't know if it was a boyfriend, girlfriend, or husband and wife. They died on a bike, on a wreck. I think 2 of the people actually rode off the road and got killed. And one got hit by, I think, a truck. And there was a motorcycle in front of the Beaver Bar that ran over a patron. People walking down the street got ran over by a motorcycle. Another girl, I think it was a girl that was up at the other end. She was in a motorcycle wreck and she got her leg amputated. So she lost a leg. So other than that, I don't know much more than that. And when I did the video, I had just talked to the police that morning, and that's when they told me only 2. So, but I guess they didn't have the report yet on Friday or Saturday night that came up.
Tony says Delta don't care. Even if you don't fly with them, they don't constantly wrecking people's travels. I mean, for being their main hub, it was, yeah, not a good thing.
I say we've dealt with a lot of other airlines. I've flown United before, and a lot of things that we might have flown Delta back in the 80s. I don't know what was the Disney one? Was that what airline was Disney always on? Was that Delta?
I think we flew American.
I don't know. One of them was for a while. There was a Disney airline too, and I could.
Well, there used to be a lot. There used to be like Pan Am, and but I forgot. There's JetBlue, and there's
well, there's TWA
Alaskan,
and all that kind of stuff.
TWA's not around no more.
No, they got bought out.
But Pan Am's gone, but I guess there is there's JetBlue and
which is depends on where you're going.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them now that don't fly everywhere.
And Allegiance only flies certain days, certain times, certain places.
But they charge for everything. But this flight was the same thing. They charged me for the seats, they charged me for everything, and it was just a mess. And so we won't get into that. Any questions on Myrtle Beach? It's pretty good. We had some good viewership there. I haven't compared Daytona to Myrtle Beach yet to see how the viewership went. But just roughly, I'm thinking, once again, Myrtle Beach whipped out on Daytona. My numbers were a little better for Daytona because I had some of those newscasts that came out, and we got some really good views on those before Daytona started. So I think that might have had something to do with our in between, or right after, when I don't remember when we all did that. That's a big mess going on with Harley Davidson, and we're going to do another newscast. Normally that's on Wednesday. We're thinking about start doing them. I had a short made the other day, and it wouldn't come up, and that's why I did that short, quick live on last Sunday to let you know we weren't doing something. But it was just a mess because I don't know. I still don't know. I never tried another one since then. But I explained everything that was going on, telling you what was going to happen, talk about this night, and I tried it 2 different times, and it wouldn't complete. Live would work. So I haven't done another one to try that. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. I don't have a video for tomorrow as of yet.
Next time Biker said Disneyland airline, that sounds like a Mickey Mouse outfit.
Probably is.
It probably was. I don't know if that one or not.
So I don't think they do anymore. But so that's kind of on that. So we'll move over to Sturgis. If you decide you want to ask something about
Myrtle Beach, just
you can come back and ask it. No big deal there. Sturgis. So first of all, we're gonna let everybody know we leave here next Tuesday, right after Memorial Day, and then we'll be home for about 7 days, and then we'll be heading to Sturgis. We'll be taking the trailer, taking her bike there. My bike already got picked up in Myrtle Beach by Hall Bikes. Right now it's in Florida, and I should know in the next day or two if it's going to be. It's good. What Hall Bikes does is they move from warehouse to warehouse. So they have drivers that work that area, and then they have drivers that go from warehouse to warehouse. So the guy that picked my bike up goes from warehouse to warehouse. He goes to Pennsylvania, and he also goes to Ocala, Florida. So he's going to be in Ocala, Florida tomorrow, and then what his tentative plan was, he's going to Pennsylvania. So the idea would be my bike should go to Pennsylvania. From Pennsylvania, it goes to Milwaukee. From Milwaukee, it goes into Sturgis. And roughly it should be there no later than like maybe the 4th of July weekend. So once we get up there on the 10th, we'll start talking to Harley Davidson, Black Hills Harley, and also going to talk to the Indian dealer and see who wants to loan me a used bike to ride so we can do some riding. And we'll be in Rapid City for the first couple of weeks. We'll be hanging out there, doing the rides and stuff. So if you do come out extra early or out that way, you can always contact us through our email. If you got our phone number, you can always text us and say, hey, where you guys at? Can I go for a ride with you guys? What are you doing? And we'll tell you what's going on. So 385, everybody always keeps asking about that. We'll do a couple rides on that. We'll do a ride when we get there and show you where they're at. Right now, there was a section. If you go to my Sturgis Facebook page, I put up the latest one on there. There's actually one of the parts of the road is actually completely closed down. You couldn't even get through on it. Typically during Sturgis, they have most of it open, but it could be rocks. So we'll drive through there and show you what it is when we get there. And then we'll do probably the week before the rally, probably before pre-rally starts, we'll probably go out and do one more ride.
Well, the good news is it looks like somebody posted on the Sturgis page that the Sugar Shack was supposed to be open last weekend or this weekend coming up. And it looks like it's 2 stories. It looks really nice, though. And that'll be open.
And then a lot of people say, what is that? Well, it's always been a well-known hamburger place, little bar. Food's been really good. We have never stopped there. Well, the first one I think burned down.
Had a kitchen fire. Right?
Yeah, and so they lost the building and everything else. So we'll show you where that's at. It's a little bit of a ride to get there. That part of the road should be done by now, because that was pretty tore up last year at that time. So hopefully, depending on which way you go. So we'll be showing you a lot of different ways. It's really not that far from Moonshine Gulch, if you know where that's at. And so we'll show you a bunch of cool places to go. We'll probably find some new places to go out there. So we'll do all that. But what else we want to talk about tonight is two things. The Beaver Bar is coming back. What? No, the Beaver Bar's breakfast on Sundays is coming back. So what's happening is they just approved it from the city council yesterday or the day before, whatever day I had it on. That did I watch it while I'm sitting in the airport? I don't know where I seen it at, but down on, if you know where the Vets Club is, the
American Vets or AmVets?
No, what's the one down there called?
Charlie's.
No, what's the actual veteran place down there on East Main Street? It's not the VFW.
Legion?
It's not the Legion.
I thought it was AmVets.
It's not AmVets. It's a veteran club or something it's called. But it's all it's actually the American Legion and the VFW all put together. And they have breakfast there, and they have a whole bunch of stuff going on during the thing. It's a cool place to go. Well, they're going to be, if any of you remember where BMW used to be at, that looks like the lot. There's a big empty lot down there. If you're going towards the Veterans Hall, I don't know. I need to look that up and see what the actual name of that is. It's the Vets Club.
I think that's what it's called.
Veteran Bar on Main Street in Sturgis. Veterans Club, I guess.
Oh, Vets Club. I think it's American Vets Club.
It says it's just a Veterans Club. Sturgis Veterans Club, American Legion, and VFW. I guess just as the Vets Club, I guess. I don't know. It just doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound like that's the way the name goes. But that's what it says here, Veterans Club. So if you just come back towards the museum on the right hand side, there's a big giant parking lot there that's empty. Somebody bought it a couple years ago, and they had some tents on there. I don't know if that's when BMW was there. I don't know. Well, that guy kind of stepped out. This other lady ended up taking it over the lot, and I think what they're going to do is build a containers city there, and it's going to be a bunch of stuff, bars and stuff. It's only going to be a beer and wine, because that's all that's left of the license. And Miss Mama Beaver is going to come out, and she's going to, could be her girls, could be working the beer tubs and that, things like that. Some of the girls you've seen on our channel this last time may be out there too, working the beer tubs and stuff that's going on. It won't be the Beaver Bar. It will not say the Beaver Bar on it. There might be a sign out there telling you it's Beaver Breakfast Time, which is known for the $7 breakfast, all you can eat, and all that money goes to a local charity out there in Sturgis. So I'm assuming it's going to be both Sundays, the first and the last Sunday. But I will get you more information on that as we get closer. I want to let you know, first one to break the news, that's going to happen. Because a girl wanted to actually call it the Beaver Bar, and Leslie said, no, I don't want that to be called, because she's not running it. She's just coming out to help her during the rally and do the breakfast, and that's it. So that's one of the announcements I want to talk about. The other thing I want to talk about is Full Throttle Saloon. So a lot of gossips going on. Michael Ballard came out, has done some Facebook posts. Karen put some of those on our Sturgis page. I think I put one on our Sturgis page too. Not quite sure what's going on, but what his plan is right now is he's going to, if you've been looking out there, he's got 3 bridges up there that he had last year. He started putting some pillars out there out of concrete that he made. He's going to enclose all that. He's going to put concrete across the top. I think he's going to put a fencing around it. The concerts are now going to cost you that are out in his amphitheater. He's going to say that it's going to be the largest amphitheater in the Sturgis area. Not saying it is or it isn't, but when I looked yesterday, it looked like tickets to see that Disturbed, if it was as high as about 100 and either was 129 or 139 per standing room. The bridges are going to cost to get on them. The least amount of thing that I seen was Jackal, which was about $39.95. So unless you're camping there, or you got one of their cabins, either at Pappy Hoyle or at the Full Throttle Saloon, if you've got a bracelet, that will get you into the general admission area. Now, when I talked the other day, Michael Ballard, it kind of sounded like where the new pavilions were at, you're going to be able to go out there. I don't think that's going to happen. You might be able to get to the first pavilion where the bars were always at. He may have it fenced off there. But if you look at his schematic of when you want to buy tickets, it shows the covered area, which could be the second covered area that he opened up like 2 years ago.
Last year.
It was last year that officially got done. And so that may stop there. So you still be able to get in the bar. He emphasized that originally that the front bar would be totally open, it'd be totally free. I'm also thinking that during the daytime, he's not going to let you in the amphitheater. I don't think that's going to happen. But we're going to be out there in June.
But that's where they have all their vendors and stuff at too.
Well, let's say bring them back this way. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. So I couldn't really tell for sure what he was trying to say on Facebook the other day when he did his live. He was just, because I guess a lot of people were kind of saying a lot of stuff, and he tried to correct it. And I'm not going to tell him how to do it. When we get out there, I'll talk to him and see if he wants to do what I'd recommend to do this the way we would do it, to make sure everybody knows what's going on and how it happens. Michael Ballard in the past has never really wanted to go on camera. He's always given us information. He's always given us a girl to talk to or something like that. And I got a lot of staff there that works there that knows us. Great. There's a lot of them are our subscribers, maybe someone tonight. So we don't have any trouble getting information. But I think last year, Michael Ballard wanted to talk to me. He stood out there on that last Saturday and we talked probably for, I don't know, half an hour to an hour. And I didn't realize it at the moment that until after I walked away, he might have wanted to talk to me. Because what Michael Ballard's always been is he's always said he wants his TV show back. That's what he really wants. And I think the generations have changed, and I just don't think there's enough to justify it. He's done a pay-per-view and stuff like that. I think he's got a Patreon page and stuff. And it's great. Well, I think last year, which it is, Michael Ballard told me that last year when we were talking to him, when I said something, he says, yeah, I've been watching your channel. Well, I think a lot of it might have been also with Richard Rollins from the Gas Monkey Garage. He came on board and was really good with us, and nobody else got the coverage that we got. You know, there was a couple girls that finally got to get in there, and he talked to them a little bit, but we got really great exposure. And the same thing Richard Rollins said was, I watched your channel and I love what you guys do. We seen him at the SEMA show last year, and he actually remembered who we were, which that was kind of cool for him to yell, hey, Bob and Tam. And so that was kind of cool. And so we'll have good coverage with him again this year. And we may be picking Michael Ballard. Maybe we'll be able to get him on camera, because like I say, we're going to be out there on June 10th. It's only a couple weeks away, so we'll see how far he is. And I'd love to go out there every week and give an update on the full Throttle Saloon, so you guys can see how he's building it. We'll be able to get inside, get some different shots, and we'll just see what he wants us to do. And because it's kind of like Richard Rollins when I end up talking to him the first time, which is really Richard Rollins from the Gas Monkey is probably very unique. Now, some of you might have met, I don't think he ever was a person that really went out and was used to talking to people, public. And I think that's why this year, all through the year when the rally's not going on, he's had a lot of different events at his bar. And I think he's trying to get to where he's getting accustomed to be able to greet and meet. And, you know, he's always taking pictures with people, but to try to have a conversation with him, he's just kind of standish. And nothing wrong with that. But it could be just because what he is. But what makes him so unique is he has his own YouTube channel. Typically, whenever there's a YouTube channel or they're filming or something like that, they don't want another YouTube channel around. And that's probably part of the reason we got accepted and a lot of other YouTubers didn't get that opportunity to deal with him like we did. Because I told him that in the first place. What we show, the difference between our channel and his channel is his fans. He's got a lot more people watching his channel because they're wanting to know what's going on. I would say the majority of the people probably watching his channel probably aren't in Sturgis. That would be a good bet. But the people that are watching our channel are at Sturgis. Are they coming to Sturgis? Are they good? You know, so it's a different audience. And I think he's seen that when I explained that to him, and he thought, you know, let me see how this works out. Well, then same thing. He had a lot of people that stopped in and said, hey, I seen you on Bob and Tam's, and that's why we're here. And that's one of the things you guys always need to do is if we hear something we talk about, one of our vendors we see, whatever it is, always emphasize that, because two things can happen. One, we always have to get new sponsors to do the East Coast next year. We'll be doing that in Sturgis. And we also need to have the access to the places that we go. Nobody does what we do. There's a lot of YouTubers out here, and there's a lot of people that try to do what we do, but we do this full time. This is all we do is put these videos out, the contacts that Tam makes, the phone calls, and all the work that we do. We do this all for you. And there isn't anybody else that has that drive to do what we do. Because one, there's not a lot of money in this. This doesn't make us, we're not
The problem
getting.
with Richard, he only likes to be around players. I guess big wigs. I don't know. He talks to us and we're nobody.
And I think what he is I think he's just, it's kind of like me. I used to be somebody that I wouldn't talk to nobody. How did I used to talk to people? She used to work at the hospital. And we went to a dinner. What happened to me?
He would sit in a corner with his arms crossed.
How many people did I talk to?
Zero.
Because I didn't know
Even
anything.
if somebody talked to him, he'd just like,
I don't know that these people are. So I can feel for him. What's different between me now, my sister does not believe I do this. So she's just totally just blows her mind. She may be on here tonight, but it blows her mind because she's like, he never talked, and she's 7 years older than me. But the whole time she was at home, I probably said 10 words to anybody. And so that's the way I always was. I didn't have a lot of friends. I always had one friend at a time. Actually, right now, I don't have a close friend anymore. My last one died on me a few years ago.
Art.
No, not Art. Art is actually, I guess Art's my closest friend that I've got.
But you got Rod King.
But that's the difference is I have a lot of friends now.
All the time.
I have a lot of friends now with having this YouTube channel. So we look at everybody as one, friends, as family members. We are a family. And to meet so many of you and all the time, and so many of you have helped us. Steven just helped us. We stayed at Steven's house this week. Rod King helped us out with getting us the bike and picking us up at the airport and all this. So yes, we have a lot of you that have done great things for us. So people buy us dinners. We got one of that actually has given us money. We've had a couple of subscribers that actually give us money to get to the rallies. We have one that actually sponsors Ocean City. That's how we get there. We have another one that just writes us a check whenever, if he hears we want to go to a rally, we don't have the money. He says, let me send you a check. And so he helps us out. So it's, yes, there's endless amount. Just by you watching helps our channel. So you might be somebody sitting at home saying, well, I really can't help you guys. I can't send you money. I can't do this or I can't do that. And it is. Watch a commercial. You don't watch. If you go back and hit a playlist and just let it play, let it go through all the commercials and stuff. That's where we generate most of our money, is from commercials that come on. So like right now, we made a whole whopping $1,000 for this month. So this month wasn't quite so bad. Daytona, same thing. We lost by the time the whole month was over. It was about $1,500, but we spent way more than that to get to Daytona and get back home, plus the hotel. So that's what the sponsors are for. So we've gotten really good sponsors, and that rolls up at the end of all of our videos, shows you who's sponsoring us. And it starts out, the top one is always the one that gives us the most money. We do have some people like Haul Bikes. They're not giving us any money, but they're hauling my bike. So they saved me this year. They've saved me probably about $2,500 by hauling my bike around. They're also going to start doing, once we do the veterans, start giving the veteran bikes away, they're going to help us pick bikes up and deliver them to the people. So that's going to be kind of cool. And that's something that they want to do with us. But the rest of the ones you see on our list, other than Kathmandu actually sponsors us for the whole month of July and part of August. We're there for a long time. So they're sponsoring us. And that's several $1,000s of value that they give us that helps us out. But most of the other ones that are all listed, there are people that actually gave us money to get to the rallies. And so that's how we're doing all the East Coast stuff. Sturgis isn't a big deal because it is a big deal, but Sturgis we do. Last year that was the best money we ever made. We actually, same thing there. It's really only the cost of getting there and getting home, the gas and back. Other than that, we don't have a lot of expenses because one, we have a campground in Rapid City that we stay at. And two, we're sponsored at Kathmandu. So our staying isn't costing us anything. So other than eating and stuff like that, because somebody asked me that question the other day, he says he's asked me several times, and he want to know what we spend at an average rally. Well, I don't know when somebody asked me that question, are you wanting to know what it took us to get there? Are you looking at what we actually spend while we're at the rally? So that's what I kind of did with Myrtle Beach, because it didn't cost me anything to get to Myrtle Beach because we actually had Joey from All About Customs because she was going to ride with them because she didn't want to ride 700 miles on the back of the motorcycle. She would never made it. I was going to do it in 2 days, what I was thinking. I might have been able to follow them and probably done it in 1 day. But so she ended up talking to Joey and said something about, hey, is there any chance you guys could put his bike in there? I really don't want him riding by himself. So when we
Well,
got
they used
there,
to have 3 bikes, and now they're down. Now they have 2. And I thought, well, they always used to be able to put 3 in there. I was wondering if they would be able to fit his in there. And that way he wouldn't have to ride by himself because I'd be worried thinking, I don't know where he's at. I don't know where he's, I don't
so
know.
ends up he did. So it didn't cost us anything to get there. I think we did buy him breakfast that morning.
Yeah.
But that's all we gave him. But he's one of our sponsors too. So he helped us out with getting up. So it didn't cost me anything to get there. We stayed at Steven's house. So that saved me about, because it would have cost us, which wasn't bad. I had a hotel, which we ended up going by and looking at it. It was a nice hotel down on the beach, down on that main drag down there, down in Myrtle. And they had places that they had bikes parked out there. So you did have bike parking. And for 10 days was only, I think, $1,200. So I bought on Orbitz. I had it about 6 months, 8 months before the rally started. So it would have been a really good deal. So, but then Steven said, hey, you can stay with us. I got a big bed. I got an extra bedroom you guys can stay in. It's got its own bathroom, all that stuff. Be great. So it ended up, it did work out. It saved us some money.
And we appreciate that very much. Thank you, Steven.
So that's what we said was it would have cost me $1,200 for a motel room for 10 days. It cost us, basically we only eat really 1 meal a day on most days. So typically what I said is we probably don't spend more than about $20 or $25 each on our meal that we eat, our 1 meal. Like if we went to Mammy's was, that's our grandson that graduated.
Yeah, that's the one that just graduated. His head's on crooked. He said he's got a really big head. He said it didn't fit, so he had it on. It was like, anyway.
So that's about all we spend for food. One day we might have something, but I mean, I ate at the Beaver Bar with $7, and then that night, Steven wanted to take me out to this fancy restaurant, which I haven't shown you a video on yet. It's well known there, and it was like $69, or 59 or 69 per person. Lots of food. Now he picked that up. But Beaver Bar only cost me $7. So if I would have had a normal meal, it would have cost about $20 because we ended up going one night to Logan's and ate, and my bill was about $20. With the tip was like 25. So most nights we get away with that's about. Now we don't drink any alcohol. We have not had an alcohol drink at all this year at the rallies yet. We tried at Panama City, but they didn't have the frozen drinks that we wanted, so we passed. So no alcohol. So this time I drank some tea. I got at the Beaver Bar, if you spend $3 for a glass of tea, cup of tea, it's free refills all day. So one day I had it filled 4 or 5 times while I walked back and forth. And
even worked at the Beaver Bar.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. I had a job. I dealt with the money. I was the money man. If you watch Sunday's video, you've seen all about what I did. If you didn't watch Sunday, you missed it.
So that's the Gas Monkeys address. Thank you, XN Biker. It's on Junction. Yeah. Rick wanted to know.
Right across the street from the Sturgis
Harley Davidson dealership.
Right. Yeah, where they're selling motorcycles now.
Yep.
That was on the board thing there that they had the city needed, which I don't know how they had to prove that, but they had to prove that they're selling motorcycles. But I don't know what difference that would have made.
Thanks, Ron.
Because it's a business. Why I can sell whatever I want out of my business. And they got a dealer license, so I don't know. I don't know, but maybe they're just doing it to keep the city happy. Don't know. I just seen that on the agenda.
Wouldn't it have to be like when you had the car lot, you had to get a license to sell cars or sell motorcycles?
But that was on a separate lot. No, I didn't have I didn't have a license to sell motorcycles.
But I mean, you had to have a license to sell cars. You had to go through the.
But that was on the back lot.
I know.
So I don't know if they're running the same dealer license. I don't know if you have to look at the plate number and see it's the same as the one in Black Hills. They could be just running a second store under the same dealership. I don't know how
it's a different county, a different city. I don't know. I think they would have to be all different.
Well,
and they bought that property next door too, so maybe they put it.
I don't. We'll see. There are some bikes in Sturgis.
We can ask Tim next time we see him.
And so, yeah, we're going to have a whole lot of stuff going on. So that's some of the controversy going on is the Full Throttle Saloon. So it's going to look like from now on that all their bigger concerts out there, and the amphitheater is going to cost you money. Oh, I was telling you about the cost of things, what we spent at Myrtle Beach. So sorry I got off that. So $3 for that. There was something else I had on my little list that I sent that guy that said I bought Gatorade. Bought 3 Gatorades for $6 at the convenience store. And so I drank that
Well,
one.
people don't realize we're kind of thrifty, tight with the money. We don't eat a lot. I drink water. I drink water pretty much 24/7. I drink my green matcha tea that I already buy before we leave, and
Mixes it up.
scoop in that in my water in the morning, and I drink water all day. I can't drink tea anymore.
So when I'm riding my bike, we go to Walmart and I get a gallon of what's that value? What's it called?
True Value. Great value.
Great value. And it cost me less than $3 for a gallon. And Stephen had ice. So every morning I would fill this up. I would start out with a full one. And so there's my first drink in the morning. I do buy a half a gallon of milk. I bought 2 of those while I was there. A little package of cookies for snack.
Bedtime tickets, pills.
Yeah, and some grapes. So probably spent all that stuff. Probably cost me, let's say $20. It wasn't over $20 for all that stuff I just said. So that's all about all the money.
Apples too.
Yeah. So that's
your
about
protein drinks. That's cost.
Yeah, I guess so. The protein drinks. Those are a little more expensive.
Yeah.
Those are about $20. That's what I do for breakfast. So every morning I drink a protein drink, and that gets me to 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then usually we eat, and that gets me till the end of the night, and then I have grapes before I go to bed, a couple of those cookies, and my milk, and that's it. Take my pills, and we're done. So that's our normal.
We make it salty.
That's our normal day that we spend money. So we don't spend a lot of money. And I put shirts down. I don't know what you paid for those shirts. I just said got 3 shirts, paid $40. I don't know what you paid for those shirts.
It was about that.
So I got a few shirts this time, and so that I added that to that list. So that's the money that we spent. I said gas too. I think I filled the bike up 3 times. I think it was never completely empty. I paid around $20 for each time I filled it up. So gas there was, I did put the premium in it, so it was like $3.25, $3.75 or something a gallon.
I thought it was 402 or something.
No, the only time that was when we bought that ethanol free.
Mm-hmm.
It was 4 something, but the rest of the time I just put premium in it. So there you go. That's kind of a rundown of our price. I don't know. This guy really wanted to know, and I don't. The problem is when you ask that, I don't know what you're asking. Are you asking what it took us to get there? So like for Daytona, it cost us $1,000 for round trip airfare for both of us to fly to from Las Vegas to Orlando. We rented a car. It cost me about $500 to rent a car.
2 weeks.
Because we need to go from Orlando to Daytona. So there we had a hotel. We got there extra early. We ended up staying with one sexy biker chick, had a house that we stayed at for 4 or 5 days. And that was pre-rally before it ever started. Then we moved to a hotel, which I paid same thing. I paid about $1,200 for that whole rally from the time it started till the day it was over, till that Sunday or Monday, whatever day we left and went back. So that was the cost of that. Motorcycle was shipped in, so that was there. I filled it up 2 or 3 times. Same thing, probably spent a little more money there, probably $30 or so.
The car we rented was a Prius, and it got like 40 something gallons to the mile.
Yeah, we only put like $20 the whole time from both places. But we didn't. The idea of the car is a backup if we need to run to the store instead of dragging it all on the motorcycle. If we need to, if it's raining, we can jump in the car instead of jumping on the bike. So that's kind of what
do laundry. It's easier than in the car than on the bike.
And so that there's some cost there. There we spent probably a little bit more for food. We were probably getting close to maybe $75 a day that we spent for food. We ate at a couple nicer restaurants in Daytona than we normally would when we're on the road. Didn't do a lot of cheap places. I know we ate at Burger King one day, and I don't know what else we ate at any other cheap places that we really ate at. I don't think we did McDonald's. Oh, we ate Steak and Shake a couple times.
Beaver Bar for breakfast, $7.
So so that's you can add all that up. Same thing. We didn't drink any alcohol there. I bought since I had my bike. We did bring one of the jugs with us.
Oh, in Daytona, we did.
So I had one of my jugs. We were both together. So I have a jug that holds almost 2.5 cups to fill mine back up. So that I've got that to drink. And then she'll grab a couple of waters and fill them on the bike too. So we have that. So then when we go to the convenience store to get gas, we just fill our cups up with ice and then put our drinks in it. And most of them are pretty good about that. Most of them, I think we've only had one that ever charged us. Most of them says if you got your own cup, we could care less. because we're getting gas. We're not you just stopped in there to steal it. You borrow their ice. I'll bring them back after it melts. You leave it in the toilet. And didn't get it.
What?
I said I would bring their ice back when I go back and use the toilet. I'll leave the ice in the toilet.
I wasn't reading the thing. I wasn't paying attention to what you were saying.
So there gives you a rundown of what we spend. Now, typically, we don't buy any clothing really anymore at the rally. I don't need any rally shirts. I don't care if I've got 2025 Daytona Bike Week shirt. Could care less. I probably have 300 or 400 shirts, and I'll never wear them all. Seems like I wear the same ones most of the time. Yep, I've worn this one a whole bunch of times.
When we went, we only took like 7 or 8 shirts, because we were only going to have the bike. So I didn't have a whole lot of extra shirts. So, and then he wears the Bob and Tam shirts during the rally. So I only bought him a couple extra, just Harley Davidson shirts. I bought more shirts via the in-laws. So
yeah, so with the graduation going on, our son-in-law's parents came
lived next to us in
down the street.
Arizona.
So they brought a suitcase with us because I was gonna be hot here. It's only in the 70s. She brought, because I didn't have any shorts. I'm not gonna bring shorts. That's another thing in Myrtle Beach. There is more people in Myrtle Beach that wear shorts and flip-flops than in Daytona.
I thought that too.
Well, I had a couple people ask, what the heck? I think Exit Biker said, what's the hell these people wearing shorts and sandals? Welcome to the beach.
Yeah, beach life.
We thought it was Daytona was bad. No. Myrtle Beach was, I would say, out of 10 people, 8 of them are wearing shorts.
I would say 8 too.
Yeah, unreal. My problem is I'd like to wear shorts on a bike. I burn my leg if I leave my bike outside.
If I think about right.
I just put my shorts on. I got my shorts on. Oh, I forgot to pull my bike in. It's still a little warm. I already took my shower and everything after I rode. I'm like, oh man, I got to put it in there before I even get in the garage. My leg's going to hit that muffler and burn my leg. Never fails. I don't know how these people ride a bike. Maybe if you're riding a Honda or something, I could see it.
He said, but which one has more mullets? Mike says.
Probably a Myrtle Beach too. I seen somebody, must have been you before I get somewhere. I just was. I don't know if it was at the airport or if it was. I was with somebody. Must have been with Steven. And I said it was a girl and a guy with mullets. And it was Myrtle Beach.
On a bike, Janice, you wore shorts and tennis shoes? I guess when we were in California, when we first got that Honda, I remember wearing shorts and I had a tube top on. And then when I got burnt that one time really bad, when we lived up near Chicago, I had a tube top on and burned the heck out of my shoulders.
Well, I've worn like tank tops too, but when I'm up here, but I'm just saying from the engine gets so hot that they almost burnt my leg through my jeans. So it was like, because I was in that traffic and the bike was up about 210, 217, and it was getting pretty warm. So, like I said, I don't know. But once again, that's why I don't do it. Not so much for those people that do wear shorts. You should see some of those videos out there that have people that have road rash, where the girl in the back had a tube top on, skimpy shorts, and when your whole body's scarred the rest of your life from road rash, not a pretty sight. And same people say the same thing. I don't always wear a helmet. You'll see her. The only reason she mainly wears a helmet in the city because of her hair.
And it doesn't do much
to
good.
Protect my hair.
Well, it still is a mess. No, I don't
see
know.
all those girls, their hair flying behind them. She don't know how they do
that. It hurts when to try to comb your hair after that. Bob, isn't that what heat guards are for? He has those, don't you? Oh. Too far.
Well, they'll get hot too.
Jeans, leather jacket, boots only. Yeah. That's what a lot of people do that. I wear it with my chaps, but only when the rent's due.
There you go.
Getting some tips there, Mike. If I'll get a tail light from Merc Rack before I left Arizona. Oh yeah. And it's on its way. Oh, I thought you already got it. Didn't they put it on for you?
I thought you had.
I thought you did too, but I don't know.
They didn't have it.
I don't know. Maybe he just ordered it. Yeah. Well, that's good. I'm glad you got it on, Rick.
So that's it. So the big news that we want to tell you is we are going to Biketoberfest. I got to get airline tickets. Teddy gave us, we are only going to be there probably Tuesday through Sunday. Probably Sunday night. I'll have to look at my airline tickets and see what's going on. But we're not getting there for the pre-rally now. They didn't want to do that.
They didn't want to do Trike Fest.
Which is fine. I'm good with either way. So they're going to set us up for Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night. 4 nights. Teddy's going to give us to us right there on their property at the Clarendon hotel that he's got on property.
Or Clarion.
And if you're interested, check it out. They've got rooms. You have to call. I think they're starting not till tomorrow, the next day. They've got a block of rooms that are right now. If you go online, Orbitz, nobody's got rooms. It shows they're sold out. They're going to be soon. They're going to open it up, and they have blocks that you have to. They're not doing like one night. You got to buy probably like us. You're going to have the 4 nights to be able to come in. They're not going to do less than that probably. So if you're looking for a place, you want to be where we're at. That's where we're going to be. We'll do probably Tuesday night. Tuesday we'll get there. We'll probably have another hotel somewhere in town just for Tuesday. Because I don't really want to come in on Wednesday when the day all starts. I don't want to be there on that day. I want to be there at least a day ahead. So we'll probably get there. Depending on the airline tickets, I got to look and see what's going on to see for sure what day we're going to get there. But we'll definitely probably on Sunday, we'll probably be going back to Orlando and then fly out probably on Monday. That's my thought at the moment. Could be Tuesday. Depending on the price. Because sometimes it's cheaper to fly on Tuesday, and at the money I save, I might as well stay another day, and we could go have dinner with Red King and whoever else is in.
Where is that?
Whoever else is there in Orlando area.
Yeah, John Quick Concrete. John's down there too.
Yeah. And maybe Richard Brooks might want to come over. I don't know if he's on tonight. And maybe he might want to come over. We've been missing him. Okay. We've been missing him off and on. He said, seems like when we're in Myrtle, he's in Florida. And when we're in Florida, he's in Myrtle Beach. And he's got both places. So that's good. So that's another announcement we're going to be making here. Let you know. And then we're getting a motorcycle from Heavy Ed from Midwest Motorcycles. He rents motorcycles. He also has hauling. He's hauling them to Sturgis. Let's see, $1,500.
Both ways, I think.
Yeah. And you just got to bring it to his shop and drop it off, and then he'll store it there until it's time to take it there and bring it back. He's going to get there about 4 days before the rally starts. So he's going to be there, I think, on the Tuesday or Wednesday, a pre-rally starts. So you can have your bike extra long, you can get there earlier. And I like that. And I kind of talked him into that too, because I said more and more people are starting to come for pre-rally.
Yeah.
And then if you leave early, like to say, hey, I'm only going to come in on Wednesday and I'm leaving the Monday of the rally. He's got the shop right there. You put your bike inside. You don't have to worry about it. And then it'll be down
when they get home.
Yeah, when they get home.
I think mid-April and mid-August.
They'll be back there. You can pick your bike back up and all that. But you got to take it to his shop there on Beach Boulevard. And and then he'll haul it there. If you're looking to rent a bike, they're $300 a day to rent a bike from him, and that includes everything: your taxes, your insurance, your towing, anything like that you need. All that is included in that $300 a day.
It's not $300 plus.
Yes, and a lot of them do that. Remember that they want to charge you for everything.
And if you rent it over 5 days, I think they'll give you a break.
Yeah, give you a discount off the whole bill. So that's Heavy Ed's. It's Midwest Motorcycles. The phone number you call is the Daytona number, and it's the same one he'll have in Sturgis. It's a cell phone. You call and it talks to him there. He also has towing 24 hours a day, and he has auto repair, motorcycle repair 24 hours a day. So, and he's right there on Junction. He's right across from the old
Peppy Oil Indian dealership.
That's right. There you go.
There's a museum there too now.
Yeah. And we covered that 2 years ago, I guess.
Yep.
Wasn't last year. And so there you go. Some more great information. So we're going to have a bike down there that he's going to give us. Let's call him and tell him what day we're going to get there. And he's going to give us a touring bike to ride around on. And we'll show you that bike and talk about it and all that kind of stuff. What kind of shape it's in. They're not brand new bikes. They're a couple-year-old bikes, but they're in real good shape and pretty cool. He's got a $50,000 custom trike down there now, big wheels on the back that he only wants, I think, around 20 grand for the thing. So if you're looking for a souped up trike,
there you go.
And he's got a lot of good motorcycles down there. He's Heavy Ed. He knows a lot of crap about motorcycles, a lot of stuff, especially on the old ones. He works on the Panheads and Knuckleheads and the Evos and all that stuff. He's got a shop right down there in Daytona too. So he brings one of his mechanics up with him when he comes to Sturgis. So that's some of the stuff there. We'll be talking to the Buffalo Chip probably Friday. I need to remind to call him again on Friday and talk to them a little bit. They've been announcing some bands. To me this year, not a lot of people like this Disturbed. I'm not a Disturbed fan. I did hear the song that they sang. What's the song? Somebody else sang it originally. It's a slow song. Wind
Beneath Your Wings?
No. It's a band from the 90s. I don't know.
Wind, Earth, and Fire.
No, that's not in.
That's the 70s.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to
say. Songs by Disturbed. Sound of Silence.
Wasn't the 90s. Song of Silence was like Garfunkel.
No,
whatever.
that's not the one you're thinking of. I can't play it because it's on here. But it was who sings The Sound of Silence?
Simon Garfunkel.
I guess somebody else did it too. I can't think of that band. I don't know. I can't think of it.
That's what I said. I don't know.
But that's a really cool rendition of it. Somebody actually, Ben told me that he liked that song, but the rest of the song is like screaming and yelling songs, and it's like I didn't know any of those other songs, never heard any of those songs. I mean, a lot of those bands this year are not anybody Jason Aldean, I would probably maybe go see if we had nothing better to do. But I mean, there's not any band yet that I'm going to break my neck to go see. I'm not overly impressed.
One, we don't stay out late, and two, we've been to so many concerts in our life that we don't really need to see anybody else, nor spend the money to go see them.
And so, well, most of the time we can get comped in most of the stuff to go see a lot of these. But see, we can't show any of this on YouTube. We can show like Kid Rock I've had where he's talking before the show or talking in the middle or doing a veteran thing or something like that. I can film that when he's talking, but you can't film any of the music. Copyright claims, nothing worse than spending all this time working on a video and I don't make any money on it, and the person, Kid Rock, makes all the money for the song, and so they take all my profits, so I wasted my time. So I'm very leery, and I had a couple of people badmouth some of my choices of music in the background. I did go one of the songs that not that I had put on, but one that was Pick It Up. It was that Suck Bang Blow. When I went by the beat, I still had another song over it, but there was enough of that they could make it out the song, and they gigged me. But I caught it before it came up, and I let them put a song in. I picked one, and they just stuck it in there. So it sounds kind of goofy, but I don't care. I still made some money on it. And so that's a problem that we have to watch is music that's in the background. People drive by with a stereo on their bike and it's blaring loud. I got to now turn them down and put some music over it so it's not totally quiet. So that's one of the reasons we do that. Second thing is when we ride, I'm not talking on my microphone and the helmet. At this point, I have no intentions of ever doing that. So that's why we put a little music on while we're riding the bike, because you get a little wind noise. People say, put a wind mic on it. That isn't going to do it. I would have to wear a full face helmet and put the microphone up inside my helmet so the wind doesn't hear it. But a wind mic is still going to pick it up when you're driving 45, 50, 60 miles an hour down the road. It's still going to pick up that wind noise. Ain't nothing you can do about it. A lot of these guys that are talking, some of them will actually talk after the video, which I've done on some videos in the past where we turn the sound completely off and I stand here and I watch the video and I talk through it. I just don't do that. I don't wear a full face helmet. The only time I really wear a full face helmet is if I'm going on a long trip. If we're riding all the way to Sturgis from here, I would take that helmet along. Not saying I'd wear it all the time.
Or rainy.
Yeah, that's the main reason I wear a full face. Most of the time we wear the 3/4 with the slide that comes down over the eyes, and that's usually adequate for me.
No. Steve said he just saw Marshall Tucker and Laughlin, and they were horrible. Terrible.
That's what happens sometimes with these old bands coming back. Because I seen Marshall Tucker and I said, "Oh, they were supposed to. They canceled in Leesburg. I thought we were going to get to see them there."
So good thing, maybe good thing they canceled.
Yeah, because I don't know why they ended up canceling.
They said somebody was sick. They don't
maybe
know
the same people that were singing there. He's still sick.
So I don't know if it was the lead singer or somebody in the band. Poor bus driver.
So there was also a lot of rumors that David Allen Coe's coming back out for concert series. And we talked to somebody that knows David Allen Coe personally, and he is not coming back out on tour.
You'll be lucky if he wakes up in the morning.
Not good to laugh about it.
No.
But they always say that. That's when you get older, that's the first thing you do. That's a good day if your eyes opened up in the morning.
That's right. You're on this side of the dirt, not that side.
Yeah. So there's some of our announcements for tonight to kind of give you an idea of what's going on. So we're really busy. Here we're kind of laying back a little bit. I don't know what wall we're going to put on video. I got to work on my Delta one to tell you that story. I'm going to end up probably making 2 because in case they decide to negotiate with me, or maybe I'll just take it down after I get done with it if they offer me the money to settle it. But you'll have to hear the whole story about that too, because that happened today. So it wasn't at the airport when I found this. They made an offer to me, but it sounded like a scam. So
And it probably was.
and I don't know. The more they asked, the more I started feeling uncomfortable about it. So we'll talk about that in a video and talk about it tonight. So at this point, it looks like what we're hearing from Ocean City is from the city says it will all be taken care of. We didn't do that either. You never called Brad. I'm not going to tell you what's going on. What they're waiting for is some money to change hands. The city's approved it. It's all ready to go. There just has to be a little bit of money being passed by. And once that does, all the vendors will be notified and all that stuff. So, but by the city is telling us Ocean City, the convention center where the vendors are at, all that's going to come through in the next 100 days. So right now we're probably still planning on going to Ocean City unless Emory HVAC decides he's not going. So he sponsors us there. So right now I got the airline tickets already bought. We're ready to go. So he gives us a place to stay, gives us helps pay for the rental car, and he gives the bike to ride. So that's that. A lot of people ask that. I've had a lot of people ask me about Laconia. Can we come to Laconia? Are you coming to Laconia? Are you coming to Laconia? No, I'm not coming to Laconia this year. No, I'm not going to say never. So right now, Sturgis, is that right?
Yeah.
Sturgis is 72 days away. I didn't do my 100-day thing.
Dun, 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 dun.
We're going to have to do a thing where it's 60 days away. So 72 days till the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally. Can you believe that? Wow. Just 100 and something days a while back.
I know. Well, we got to get home and get going.
Ocean City is 112. I think that's about what I guessed.
Yep.
Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue is 133 days. Those are the.
We don't have Biketoberfest.
Yeah, Biketoberfest isn't on there. Well, we didn't know for sure we were doing Biketoberfest.
So today.
Yeah. So that'll be the last rally we'll wrap up with for the year. Will be Biketoberfest. That'll end us up with all that, and that'll be a wrap. And then we'll get ready for during that time is SEMA. SEMA's in November.
Yeah.
So we're probably going to do SEMA again this year. And then the Mecum auction will be coming on.
And the AIM is going to be in California, isn't it?
Yeah. So we're supposed to have, if it doesn't get sent back, we have a really cool motorcycle helmet we're going to be raffling off to help build our veteran bikes. So what we're trying to do is raise some money up for us to buy bikes at the Mecum auction. I've got $1,000 that somebody gave us. And we're hoping maybe by the time we get close, you can actually go to our page, look and see where our page is for our bike builds. And you can put that up. It should be there somewhere, right towards the bottom somewhere. Keep going down, pull it down, pull it down. Keep going, keep going. Yep, there it is. All right, so you can go to this website at any time and donate money just for our bike builds. All that money, 100% of the money goes to our bikes for veterans. So the one bike we still have it, that's probably not going to be given away till after Sturgis. Got a little bit of work to still do to it, and then I'm done. But we're not going to have a time in this 17 days or 7 days before we leave. I may have time to put the 2 other parts on, but we're not going to have time to give it away. We're not selling it. We're not raffling it off. We're going to give it away. You guys that's what we want to do. We're going to have, which I've already gotten some letters. We're going to have a bunch of veterans write us letters about their history, what they've done, what they're doing now. And we're going to take their names off of it, and we're going to post it on a Facebook page that I have. Actually, it's Bike Builds for Vets Facebook page, and you'll be able to read them and you'll be able to vote on them. And the person that gets the most votes, we We may end up doing it depending on how we do it, because you never know. You might end up,
Oktoberfest is 148 days away.
148 days to Biketoberfest in Daytona. We may end up, because you never know. You might have somebody out there that has a friend that 10,000 people put his name in. Well, in a case like that, we may take a drawing of the top 3 and do a spin raffle on here and let it pick a name that way. Just FYI. And then we have to have, before all that happens, we have to have proof to show that they do have their discharge card, and with a picture of them standing by it and then a close-up of it so we can read it all. That won't be shown to nobody but us, to make sure you are truly a veteran. Because I don't need the time to find out what service you were in, and then I have to call, because we do have a lot of contacts through a lot of the veteran organizations that we can track everybody's name down and see if you were honorable discharge and all that. But usually if you have your card, that should be, you're good to go. So
But this helmet is extraordinary. It's not an ordinary helmet.
Top.
Everybody keeps saying, "Oh, they all need a new helmet." Theirs is over 5 years old or older.
Yeah, this is state of the art. Nothing like it in the world. It's all been custom done. It's be pretty cool. We're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's right now it's sitting. I thought my neighbor could pick it up, and they won't let, because it's
It has to be signed.
It's a very expensive helmet. It's worth a little over $2,000.
Yep.
And a carbon fiber. We've done a little video on it before, but now we're going to show you how it works and show you all the specs on it and all the cool things about it. And I'd like to keep it, but once again, it's for the raffle, and we'll show you guys all.
Bike build, so we can get another
motorcycle. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go through our veterans page, and there'll be a picture of the helmet there. And for every, I don't know if we're going to do $10 or $25, we're going to do to bid on it. So if you wanted to give $100, then you get 4 entries into the drawing for the helmet, and all the way up. So probably going to do 25, because I'm not going to, for $10 it take us forever to get $2,000 out of it. So it would be really good to get as much as we can.
Skippy said, "I remember the helmet. That's a sweet helmet."
And so we're going to be able to show you this helmet up close and personal, and show you how it works. I'm going to put the camera inside and show you all this cool stuff. But I mean, it's state of the art, and we weren't home to get it, and I just thought the neighbor could go pick it up. Well, they didn't leave it at the house, so they took it to our CVS.
Yes, and signed for it.
By me. And I thought, well, I'll just send a picture of my license. He's my neighbor. He can show that. We talked to him on the phone, told him who we are, and said, no, got to be us. So then I had to pay another $5.99 to leave it at CVS. And hopefully when we get home next Tuesday, we'll get home on Wednesday, because Tuesday we can fly in, but it comes too late to get our car from. So that's the other thing we do is we do save money.
Red Rock's our sponsor.
Yeah, Red Rock keeps our car at at their lot inside the fence. So that's just, I don't know, probably $500 for a month for that car being in storage. But we do have to pay for the Uber back and forth. So we have to pay for an Uber. So when we get off the airplane, we have to pay an Uber to get to the Excalibur, and then the next morning we'll have to pay for an Uber to go to Red Rock Harley Davidson to pick up our family truckster, and then we'll go home. And
pick up the helmet.
Yeah, pick up the helmet.
Hopefully. And
then I'll do a video before we leave, because we'll probably do that while we're out.
We won't go home until we get the helmet.
So that way we can do all of, June, July, and August, and then we'll give it away at the end of, after Sturgis, we'll give it away. And that way we can talk about it and give out cards, and maybe we'll make some flyers up or something. We can give people in Sturgis, maybe get a lot of people interested in it, talk to the vendors and stuff. And
a couple people said something about the commercials. So somebody said that it's only us that gets commercials.
No.
So I don't know if he means Neil is the only one that gets commercials, or is it only our channel that's doing commercials on lives?
Okay, commercials are on everybody's live, because I watch the monkeys and it pops up on his. The longer you watch, the more you're going to see. They started putting them on lives. YouTube says it's to help generate money. I think it's still going through YouTube. No matter who you're using, I think it's still going to go through and get commercials.
Different.
Yeah, I don't think, because we're not using YouTube. So StreamYard, I pay for this. I pay $50 a month for me to do this. So they're not putting commercials on this, but we are streaming it through Now, if you go to, no, because Facebook, we're running through that too. When I had the links, which StreamYard doesn't do it anymore, Facebook has stopped us from putting links on Facebook.
Jana says the Thrashins don't have commercials. Whoever the Thrashins are.
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing.
Hey, Dave.
I see nowhere to put, because even it's like people that aren't monetized or still get commercials. So I don't know how they do it. I've looked around. I've talked to other people that have a YouTube channel. I've had nobody tell me how you can turn commercials off of lives. I know after the fact they come up, but they started this, so that I don't know.
Rick said he could probably take us from the hotel to Red Rock.
Okay.
He's out there in Vegas. He's looking for some property down there by us. Skippy's on. Did I tell you Skippy was on?
No, you didn't tell me that.
Skippy's on.
You already put sugar in my tea?
Yes, I did. Just do this.
That'd be really slow.
Well,
I'd make a mess.
I think it would be less of a
No,
mess.
'cause it's got air in it. See?
Ron says he's got premium. I know. If you
Yeah.
guys got premium, then you don't get the commercials.
That's right. So you can join YouTube and pay for the premium, and there's no commercials on any of your videos that you watch. And then we get paid for that. So, like, who'd you say it was?
The Thrashins, and she says
No, but I mean,
Two-Lane Life.
who did you say?
Janice.
Who said that they have no commercials?
The
Forget
Thrashins.
it. You're lost. You gave me a name here and said because they have the premium, they
Yeah.
don't. I said, who was that?
Ron.
Okay. So in Ron's case, we get a couple dollars when he watches a video. We get like $1 off of it. If he watches a whole 30-minute video, I make like $1 for that, because he didn't get the commercials, but since he's paying a monthly fee, we get that money for that. So
Neil
that's kind
says
of cool.
he said read a scam for $1.99. You can opt out of commercials. I think it's a little more than $1.99.
I don't know.
You got to watch that because
Well,
somebody
he
else.
said
I
read a scam. I mean, that it's not real.
There was somebody I watch in the mornings, and that's what this person said. He's like, for 99 cents or $1.99, whatever it was, you could give 5 stars to this guy while he was talking. And he didn't realize that, but he couldn't see the comments and he didn't know what was going on. Well, ended up somebody had gotten his. Yep. And he said, I'm not asking for any money. I don't want your money. Don't need your money. Don't send me money. That's not me. I'm not getting that money. So anyway.
So you always got to
Gotta
watch different things like that. Because we do have that on our Facebook place where you can give money. It's like here, there's a place here where you can give money.
Oh, you can get a sticker, and I think
you pay a monthly
99
fee,
cents.
and we get money from that. And then your name's highlighted, not so much here, but when we do a regular video, your name comes up highlighted.
It's usually green or something. I think I don't see anybody up there right now.
Yeah, but we're going. This is StreamYard you're looking at. It only works when we do YouTube.
Mm.
So I don't know. I'll look again and see if there's anything on there to take them out. But I mean, I don't.
So just so you guys know, we didn't add them on. It
Yes.
wasn't us.
Yes, did not ask for that.
No.
So we'll see how that goes. I'll look after this is over and see. Because you can make your whole channel. Like I did a video for Kenny that passed away. I took all the commercials out of that because I didn't want to make any money off of that. So they could be going in here and changing their channel to no commercials. But I would really be afraid if I did that for each live that I would forget to turn it back on tomorrow. And then anybody that's watching my videos now, that would be, maybe not everybody's on our live. You could be just watching videos and all after you got done and go, oh crap, Bob and Tam are on, I missed them. Well, then all those videos that you watched while we were talking, I made no money on them. So I don't know.
Well, Rick, do you have YouTube? Do you pay a fee to YouTube? Because Rick says he always watches YouTube and he never gets commercials.
Then he'd have to belong.
It's
on YouTube. Can you take commercials out of lives?
You don't want super chats. YouTube takes 40%. Yeah, they take a lot of money.
So here, all they say is you can do is you can get YouTube Premium subscription, or you can put on your computer or phone a blocker that blocks the ads using an ad blocker. But I don't know what if it would end up being when the commercial comes up, your screen just goes blank. because the video is stopping during that time. So I don't.
If anybody watches any of those free streaming platforms on TV like Pluto and all that, you know how it plays the little music and you see circles spinning around, and you got like 20 minutes or 20 seconds or 40 seconds of silence. That's probably what it would do, I would think. So you wouldn't see somebody talking about something, but you might have a black screen, I would think. I don't know. I would think that's it. No, Rick says it's with his phone carrier. I don't know.
Oh, well, his phone carrier is probably giving him YouTube.
YouTube.
So then, yes, you could be getting just like you get Hulu.
Yeah.
So,
Or I get Netflix free, and I guess is.
But we get commercials to those. They're
Yeah.
not giving you. They used to give you the one without commercials, but now they do.
Rich, I've had 5, 6 since we started. You must have a different YouTube than I do. Well, if he gets it through somebody else is paying for it, then he probably does have premium YouTube.
So what it says here is YouTube help provide options for taking breaks during live streams, during which ads may be shown to viewers. During these breaks, creators can set an away slate or a custom video to display while ads are running. So that doesn't make any sense. I don't know how that works.
Because we don't see any commercials as we're streaming live.
I see it on my phone when it pops up on my
Yeah.
phone from me watching it. Then I got to hit skip. But a lot of people say that it ends up being.
Ron says you got to pay either way, pretty much.
So I don't know. I'll look and see if there's a setting. But if it takes me to turn it off completely, I'm not going to turn it off completely because I will forget to turn it on. And then I'll be really mad because I'll work a whole month and find out we didn't make any money at all. And then that'd be enough for me to quit.
So Next Time Biker says he watches 2 Lane Life and he gets commercials on their live. So I don't know. I don't know why.
Now, see, sometimes it happens. It's like I watched Awesome Documentary today because I'm in his video, and I showed Tam it. Not one commercial showed up through any of his video, and I don't know why. Sometimes it happens is if they think it's an adult content, which if you show too much, for us, we show too much butt shaking or too much
girls
boob,
dancing,
anything like that, they flag me and put it's inappropriate. So only certain advertisers will put ads on that. So mine shows it's family friendly. It's not kid friendly, it's family friendly. So we always recommend 18 and older. That's what our viewership is to come to our channel. Because if you're a kid friendly channel, you can't have commercials, you can't do chat. There's a bunch of crap you can't do if you're a kid's channel. So if kid wants to watch my channel, it's not the end of the world. They just have to say I'm 18 years old or whatever it is. But
I don't know why it does that though. That's what Neil says. He said it cuts us off and then he misses what we say
Yes.
during the commercial.
yes,
So
where on the
I would think it would come right back.
no, because
where
then he'd
we
be way
stopped.
behind. So on normal videos, that is true. Because most of the time it'll come back and it'll come back a little stuff you've already seen and it starts up again. Because I see commercials. But I have clicked on people's videos, like Adam the other day. I watched a video of Adam Amsoil, not a commercial in it. And I called him one time about it. And he said, no, it's green. It should be getting commercials. And I'm like, it had one at the beginning or at the end, but it didn't have nothing at the beginning or through the. So I don't know why. I don't understand. Once again, it's YouTube. We have no control over YouTube. If we did, we'd be Mr. Beast.
We don't get to pick the commercials. We don't get to pick where to put the commercials, and we don't get to pick what the commercials are. So
actually, with the commercials, you know who picks them?
You.
Because it's what you watch. Like me, I get a lot of commercials for editing software, stuff like that. And it's like our cameras or whatever it is, that's my commercials because that's what you search for on YouTube.
So they're trying to push that to you
Yeah.
because they think, oh, if he's looking for that, he might buy it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's just a little FYI. So if you're getting stuff on your channel that you're like, why are they showing me this? Somebody else is watching your channel, maybe your wife. If your kids are logging into your channel and they're watching stupid stuff, and that's why you see all this stupid stuff come up on your commercial. But that's how it is.
You gotta hurry up and hit that skip button, Neil. he said if they would just cut you off and then come right back, he said I wouldn't miss anything.
I mean, I've only had, since I've been watching my phone, I've only had 2, I think. So we've been on how long?
Hour and a half.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Neil puts commercial every time one comes up. So Neil's had like 6.
It's Alaska.
Alaska doing it to you. Not us.
It's because there's too much sun. You're burning your internet up. So I don't know. We have no control, and I don't know anything. I'll do some more searching. I know a guy that's pretty involved with technology of YouTube. I'll write him and see if if he knows anything about it. But at this point, I don't know
Does
anything.
Eli get it when he does his live streams all day long?
I don't know. I don't know. But a lot of times he's on Facebook. He doesn't always put it on YouTube. I think he's on Facebook. Facebook does not have commercials.
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing. Watch it on Facebook, Neil.
No, because I'm linking it to
Oh.
Facebook. So it's before. That's why sometimes you couldn't see the comments and stuff because you were
Yeah.
going through Facebook.
Mm,
Now all the video, everybody's watching YouTube.
right.
And if you can't comment, it's because you're not logged in on your YouTube.
Karen hasn't been on tonight. She's usually on too.
I mean, didn't know we were going to do one on Wednesday. She didn't listen the other day when I talked about Wednesday. So, but maybe she had something busy to do.
Wednesday night, church night. A lot of people.
So
watch
I
it.
got let's see, what was yesterday? Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday. So I got up yesterday, Tuesday morning. I got up about 5:30, 6 o'clock, and didn't get back, if you count East Coast time, didn't get back asleep last night till about 1 in the morning, and then got up again at what, 6:30?
7.
I think it was before 7.
Well, I got up at 6.
I was awake before you got up.
Well, it was your fault. I was sleeping. I didn't get up till my alarm went off. I got to take my second grandson to school. Tomorrow's his last day, and he'll be a junior in 2 more years, and I'll be here for his graduation. Neil said he sent Karen a link. Karen's usually on if she sees it, so.
So I didn't get a lot of sleep. Somebody took a nap today.
Just decided to lay down. And I was out. It didn't take me long.
But you said you were going to lay down and take a nap.
I was tired.
I'm still chugging along.
I haven't been sleeping real good.
What to tell you?
Hmm?
I don't know what to tell you.
I should have just stayed sleeping with like, I don't know.
So that's exciting stuff that's going on tonight. So we talked a little bit about Myrtle Beach. We told you some stuff about Sturgis that's going on.
Where we're at, why we're here.
Yeah, told you that. Biketoberfest, it's back on for us. We'll be there. This will be the first time in about 3 years, probably, since we've been down there on Biketoberfest. So we'll be down there giving you a report on what's going on down there and some of the stuff. We'll have a lot of stuff down there from the Teddy Morris end, and then we'll have a lot of stuff because we're going to be sponsored by
CVB.
by the group that puts it on, the
Convention Visitors Bureau, CVB.
Sponsored by them. They're going to be paying for the airline ticket to get us there and the car rental. And then we'll be down there and covering all that. We'll have some stuff with Heavy Ed. I need to get a hold of him too and see when he wants to do that video on the cemetery there.
Mm-hmm.
The Boot Hill Cemetery across the street. It's going to be remodeled. They're digging them up and replanting them, making them look better.
Let's make them nice and straight.
There's people from the Civil War in that cemetery. So we're going to be doing a whole thing on that.
And Humphrey's,
Jory
yes,
has their grandpa's buried there.
I think it was her dad. It's the mom's dad, Helen. It's her dad.
Well, I think it's somebody older than that. Wasn't it somebody from the Civil War too?
He was the first police chief of Daytona Beach.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was her dad or her grandpa,
But we'll find out. We'll talk about that.
but he's buried over there at Boot Hill.
Yeah. But it's not Boot Hill. It's called something else.
Boot Hill
No,
Cemetery.
it's not. Look at it up.
I did. I know what it is. I see it on the sign when we
Because
drive by.
he told me when I talked to him, he told me the different name, and that's what I said. And he said, no, that's not the name. It's not called Boot Hill. I said, you should change the name. And he said, no, they won't allow it to do that. What is the name of the cemetery across from the Boot Hill Bar in Daytona? Pinewood.
Pictures of Boot. I don't know. I swear it says Boot Hill Cemetery. up above.
That's what I thought it was too, but it's not. Pinewood. It's one of the original cemeteries in Daytona.
Now, if we go way back a couple years ago, we went to one
In Norman Beach.
cemetery that had a lot of Civil War
Veterans.
veterans buried there.
And we did a video on that.
That was
Somebody told us.
Daytona Dave's on here.
Yeah,
He's
he-
the one that told us about it, or
Yeah.
somebody he knew
I
told
think
us about it.
yeah. Might have been, I think it was like when we was talking to all those guys that were in charge of what did we go to? What was that?
It was a celebration. It wasn't Veterans Day,
Is he
but
on?
he was earlier.
What's that called, Daytona Dave? that we
Do
went
they
and
do
covered.
that every year, or was
Well,
it
they
just a
were-
one time?
I think it was just a one time because I look and it's we're down there in that park
Yeah.
anymore.
I wonder if
But it
they
was
do
a
that.
veterans something there. They had a veterans thing, and there was somebody there that was like a colonel or something. And he was telling, I think that's who told me about the cemetery, that I should go down there and check that out. And so we decided to go down there, went down and looked around, found a whole bunch of cool headstones, tombstones that were there.
They all had a special, was it a plaque on there or something?
Yeah.
I don't remember what they, so you knew which ones were from the Civil War.
Yeah.
There she is. Did you get the text from Neil? Waking you up?
So we're almost done though.
Yeah.
We're almost going to wrap this baby up here tonight. And so I had an ordeal with Delta and airlines. And if I put some stuff on my personal Facebook page, but I don't think I put anything on this.
Well, sometimes it'll show up.
On the
It
Sturgis
shows
page.
up. Oh.
And on the regular page, a couple people, Anessa from 160 Biker Chick, she's had some issues with, she flies Delta a lot, but when she through Atlanta, they've had a lot of issues. He said one time she booked a flight and her daughter, and they changed planes and put them on different ones. She wrote that today and wrote that on there, and I was like, doesn't surprise me.
Have been in Sturgis. Sorry we won't see you there this year. Have to sign off now. Okay, Heather. Sorry we missed you guys. Or I guess, Bob, you didn't see him either.
I don't know. I see a lot of people. I can't
I
keep
know.
track of everybody.
Somebody else was on earlier, Jay Jaminzi. He said it was nice chatting with you and sorry you missed me.
I've seen a lot of people. A lot of people.
Did you give everybody stickers?
Not everybody. Sometimes I didn't have stickers in my pocket. And sometimes I had stickers. I forgot I had them in my pocket. So most people I gave stickers to. Some I didn't. Sorry. Oh, I was supposed to mail one to somebody too.
Did you get their address?
Yeah, they sent it to me, but I don't know where it's at. I don't know.
Did they email it to you?
I would have thought they emailed it to us because I wouldn't think I'd have it in the comments. You wouldn't want it out there.
Not unless you screenshotted it.
Because I told her it'd have to be next week before we sent it, which would be this week.
If I don't have an address, I can't mail it.
To look in the email. I think they said they got a new bike and that's what they wanted to do sticker. They're not going to any rallies. Oh, we're talking about Laconia. So not going to Laconia, not going to Laconia, not going to Laconia, not going to Laconia. I have a bunch of emails this week saying, are you guys going to Laconia? We say it all the time. This year we are not going to Laconia. Problem with Laconia is it's on the other side of the world for us. We're in Arizona. Laconia is too far away, and we're not bringing the trailer out no more. Not that far out.
Not the East Coast.
It's not going
We're
past
taking
St.
it to
Louis.
Sturgis.
It ain't going past St. Louis ever again, probably at this moment, because I'm not looking to buy a new truck. I got about 145,000 on it, and then we get back from Sturgis, we'll be about 150,000 on it. And I'm not looking to buy a new truck. And if we did another trip across the U.S. with the truck, I'd have to buy another truck, and I can't afford another payment. So that's the end of that. So if you'd like us to go to any rallies, like somebody was talking about Ohio Bike Week, talking about Americade, talking about the Smoky Mountain Rally that they have, the Tennessee one, we need sponsors to get us there. We also need access to a motorcycle. That's the other thing that happens because we have to, most of these motorcycle
That's
rallies.
the only reason we go, Skippy.
The reason we don't go, you have to have a motorcycle, you go to motorcycle rallies. Like I say, I made a joke the other day and nobody caught it, that I showed my motorcycle and said, I'm one of the YouTubers that actually are riding a motorcycle here. So I don't know, in Myrtle Beach this time, I don't know if I've seen anybody YouTubing that was on a motorcycle. Some people had motorcycle names in their name, but I didn't see their bikes in any of the videos. So I'm not saying there wasn't. There could have been somebody out there that had 2 views and they put a video up. I don't look at them all. I click on a lot of them, but I mean, there was a whole bunch of people I met downtown or on Merle's Inlet that were YouTubers that knew me. And so I assumed, one of them I thought it was somebody I knew. And then Steven said he thought it was this other guy, and I had no idea who the guy was. He was just a tall guy, and he was asking where the hot spots were. And that's what I said. I said, well, Suck Bang Blow, everybody's down. That's one of the reasons I went to Beaver Bar and filmed a lot more, because everybody was at Suck Bang Blow. There must have been 50 people down there YouTubing videos. So I'm like, I did a couple passes through there. That's good enough. We didn't have the access to all the girls. So until I talk to the owner and get that straightened out, next year will be about the same thing. We'll just do a bunch of passes through there again. And I don't go where we can't get good content. And with her not being there, it was a little tougher because a lot of times we'll go up and talk to the guy that runs the stage, and he'll let us on and do stuff up there. I didn't see a lot of bike shows. Most of the bike shows were all at the Beaver Bar. I'm assuming SBB had a bike show. They might have had one over at the Rat's Hole. There might have been some other ones. I didn't keep up with all that stuff of all the stuff that was going on. A couple places we never even made it to. That Renegades, they had a bunch of stuff going on. I didn't make it over to there.
Did you go to that Jammin' Leathers? Jammin'?
No, well, that's when I pulled in and this camera was on. They were going out on a
Mm.
bike ride.
Oh.
But there was only like 4 tents out there. There really wasn't any big. I think there was like a veteran thing and a couple other. I drove in there, but then when I see my camera was off, I wasn't real happy about that. There was one time where it decided wanted the date. It hasn't asked for a date and all since the rally started, and all of a sudden that day it must have wanted me to put the date in. And so I filmed them. They were getting ready to come out, and they probably had, I don't know, 50 bikes or something. This all lined up going on. I thought it'd be really cool. I'll get a shot of them going in. I was going to turn around and kind of get them on the way out, and I wasn't going to follow them. And then when I seen that, I kind of looked at the vendors. It wasn't that much there, so I said, "The heck with it." Just moved on.
And I think that with last time we went to that Jammin' Jazzers place, whatever, Jammin' Leathers,
Yeah.
is because I think that's when Barefoot Landing didn't have vendors up there. So they had a lot of vendors there, and I
Yeah.
think that's the reason why.
Could have been.
When are you going to Sturgis? June 10th, we should be up there.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
the plan.
So we'll be in Rapid City for about probably towards the end of June. We'll move back over to Kathmandu. So we'll be in Kathmandu by the 4th of July. Let you know. And then we'll be there the rest of the time. So we'll be in Rapid City for about 2.5 weeks probably. And that's when you get all of our rides done over there. And we'll still get into Sturgis before that. Check it out and see what's going on. Get over
Neil's
there.
leaving June 24th. He says he might go to Ohio and first and visit some folks.
There you go. And so we'll be there. And if you're in the area, if you get there early, there's a lot of people I've talked to that's getting there the first week. Actually,
Not yet, but that's
Jeffrey
what we
Pope.
want to do.
He's not on the night, is he?
He was earlier.
He's getting there on the Monday before. So he's going to be there a whole week before the rally officially starts. And he wants to do some riding with us. And I said, you have to get a hold of us. And because in Sturgis, that's your whole idea. Well, any rallies do this. You might tell us right now, Jeffrey Pope, he'll be there on Monday. It'll be the Monday that he leaves, and I'll go, wasn't Jeffrey Pope here? And she'll go, oh, yeah, he left today. You have to reach out to us.
Michael Adams and his wife, and
You have to reach out to us. We cannot keep track
I
of
can't. It's 30,000
30,000 plus 30,000 plus people. We cannot keep track of who's here,
Did
who's
you get
there.
another
who's gone.
commercial?
No.
Neil got another commercial.
Sorry. So can you still come?
So stop. Okay, now you can talk. So Neil wouldn't miss nothing.
60 seconds. We just talked about you, Neil, while you were gone. You have to go back and rewind it. You can always push it back and you should be able to see it before the commercial. You just be a little behind on the comments. So
Commercial for me, Skippy said too. I don't know. There's
Maybe
none on our phone.
yeah, there's none on my phone.
This one's on that, so it's not. It's not.
Mine,
getting
I'm on
commercials
the
with it.
regular YouTube.
Yeah.
Don't forget to hit that like button. There's only 6 people hit the like button.
No, you probably have to refresh it.
Usually refresh it when I hit 6.
So hit the thumbs up. It's right here. Right down here. Hit that little thumb.
And so what's it say on there?
This one doesn't say. Just got the time and how many people's on.
Oh, that's what I was looking at. How many people were on?
49. We went down. We were up to 60 something.
Oh, because we're getting so we're not talking about nothing anymore. So talk about the cow, hairy cow.
Called the Highland cow.
He's got his dew in the front.
Yeah. My daughter likes it. So we're here in Kansas. So she thinks she lives in the Midwest again. She wants cows, a lot of cows. She's got a cow in the kitchen with a chef's hat on. I need to call Brent and then I'll know when I'll get there. Okay.
When he needs him.
Yeah. He wanted you to come out early, didn't he? And go out to Sioux Falls, that area, and do some stuff at the ranch. Neil says he only shows 19 on. Thumbs up. And I see 47 on. Now it's up to 52.
Maybe he said he see 19 thumbs up.
Art says he sees 49. Hit the like, clackers. There you go, Ron. Tell him.
And all that helps the rhythm of our channel by writing comments and giving thumbs up and all that different stuff. That all helps for YouTube to push videos out. That's what it's all about. And so when you see it, or if you share the video, you can always hit down there and share it and put it on your Facebook page. That always helps too. If you got your friends to watch, Steven does that a lot. He pushes it to everybody he knows.
Neil does too, I think.
And so that helps. I'm not saying if they're watching it or not, but you're at least giving them the opportunity. Maybe somebody will click on it, maybe they won't.
There's Sandra.
But we gained about, after Daytona, we broke that 30,000. So right now, I think I'm almost at 3,400, another 400 subscribers that we've gained since Daytona. So that's not bad.
30,400.
Yeah. So not too bad. We're still cranking along. And if we do good on Sturgis again, last year we gained about 3,000 subscribers. So hopefully we'll be around 35,000. That'd be great if we get that by the time Sturgis is over. So we'll be doing our 8 weeks of coverage again, like we did. So pretty much on June 11th, you'll be able to start seeing videos on Sturgis, show you what's going on. We'll probably, first day, we'll probably go into Sturgis and show you what it looks like with not all excitement going on. Lots of things going on. They're going to have a Trans Am show coming up. It's July, I think it's July 11th to the 14th, if I'm right, that weekend. Used to have the Corvette Club, and they're not coming out no more. The Corvette Club kind of moves around. And so they're going to have a Trans Am. Gas Monkey's going to have a bunch of bands and all kinds of stuff out there. There's a whole bunch of stuff. So if you have Trans Am or just in the area, you wanted to check it out. That's the difference when you come to South Dakota. They have a lot, because actually the city, I think June, as soon as we get there, June 11th, was that Wednesday, I guess, starts the city's bands every Wednesday. Summer. Yeah, the summer series. Every Wednesday they have a band. Downtown, they close Main Street down. They have jumpy things for the kids to get in. I think those are free.
And they have a bicycle ride that everybody that has bicycles can go on a bicycle ride.
Yeah, they go out and they go like, I don't know, 10 or 15, 20 miles. I don't know what they go on, but mostly it's people that really ride. Sheath rides on that ride.
Yeah. And
some other people do. And they do that and they come back in during it. And then they have a band that plays at night. That's going to be going on. Spearfish has a band once a week. They have something in the park, not on the same night. We're going to have a 3-wheel rally will be going on in Deadwood. We'll also have Adventure Bike Week will be starting out at the Buffalo Chip during that time in July. We're also going to have the rodeo in Deadwood. That's going on during that time. Sicky's Garage. It's a bar. It's a really cool bar. It's on Wednesday nights all through the summer. They have it out there in Rapid City. Really cool place to go to. Never been there. Check that out. They even have it during Bike Week. They during the Sturgis Rally, both Wednesdays they have an event going on. Last year they gave away a Indian motorcycle, brand new.
Last 2 years.
Yeah. We'll have to see if they're giving one away this year. And when you go to their go to their bike night, you get a certificate, and then that's your entry to come in. So the more time you go, the more entries you can get. You don't have to buy a food, and they have tables outside and a bunch of stuff going on.
And a band usually out there.
And so that's pretty cool. We've covered it. So is Amzo Adam. He's been out there a couple times and covered it too. Not on the same nights, different nights we were there. So that's kind of cool. But I mean, there's so much stuff that, I just barely touched the surface. It's supposed to be fireworks this year at Mount Rushmore, what we're hearing. So that'll be kind of exciting. If we get that back, somebody will be out there watching it.
I would like to.
Then Steven tells me on Tuesdays and Friday nights at the boardwalk, they have fireworks. Now you're in trouble, Steven.
You didn't tell me.
Because we were there on Tuesday. We went with him on Tuesday. But we were there. You were there on Friday night. Tuesday night we stayed with them.
Saw the big duck. I got to do the duck dance.
Yeah, with the big giant the largest rubber duck in the world.
Yep. How about that?
Oh, then I got a commercial.
Nope, there you go.
Da, 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 da,
I see Amzo Adam broke down on his way going home.
Yep.
And did you see what he did? He went and bought another rig.
Built a trailer.
I don't know how they're going to do what.
I don't know why. Well, he said this for his. I don't know. He's tried it. I don't know. He did that with he got an extra one trying to sell tires, and now he wants to do this thrash. They said I was pronouncing it wrong. It's thrashing. Thrashing. Maybe I was sounding trashing. I don't know. But selling their stuff. But I mean, that's a big trailer for accessories.
So is she going to have to drive a truck and he's going to drive the
I
bike?
have no idea what he's doing with that.
Because it's got a dyno in it.
Oh
no.
Well,
He's going to start doing dynos too. And he's like, no, I'm going to sell the dyno. I'm like, well, that's good. Because they're getting a lot of irons in the fire, which sometimes you need to do that. But I mean, that's a lot of work.
Sometimes you just have to watch. We did that. We used to have a DJ company. We started out DJing, and then we added video or decorations, and then we added video to it. And it's a lot of work.
And then invitations,
And then you've got to,
lemons.
yeah. So you've got to get to where you've got enough people. Like in our case, we had 18 employees, so it wasn't so bad. But when you only have, a handful of people, that's a lot. I don't know. I wish I had them the best, but sometimes it's not always good to get bigger.
That's what we always thought. We should have just kept it the two of us.
Yeah, instead of, and we could have just done it because when we went out, we charged more for us to do the job versus my help that I had. We had different systems that we sent out for different jobs and stuff. But I got to where when we did the videography, I did the wedding videos, and my daughter helped me, and she DJ'd and she decorated weddings. And then all the kids worked there, and then we had a bunch of guys and a bunch of different other people that worked. We had 18 employees, had 8 systems.
It was like our little extended family.
Yeah. Took them all over. Everything from Las Vegas to Chicago to New Orleans.
Yep.
In the party van.
Maybe they go to Kentucky too, didn't we?
Yeah,
One time, Kentucky
yeah.
or Tennessee, one
Yeah,
time.
I think that's where we filmed all this show, filmed all that stuff, filmed the convention.
Then we used to go to Vegas for the DJ convention and the Weeva convention, and
It's the wedding expo.
their trailer folds down inside for display. Yes, I think they got it for the Thrashin products.
Yeah.
I think.
Well,
I don't
he just said accessories. Now maybe he's going to stock a lot more stuff. Maybe he's going to
Well,
try
he
to.
did last year, didn't he? They buy a bunch of T-shirts and they sold them there.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's gonna be full of T-shirts, but I mean, it
No,
might
I mean,
be
it's just a lot of
their
things.
batteries and the Thrashin items and T-shirts. I mean, I don't know.
We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
And he'll put a video up. But I was just
More
like,
people, more headaches, Keith says.
yeah, that's what I said. It's we've learned that
Learned a lot by now.
bigger is not always better.
Yeah.
And like I say, I wish them the best, and I hope it all works out for them. But I walked through his tent this time in Myrtle Beach. You could hardly walk through it. They got so much stuff in display. Like this was a smaller setup.
Yeah.
That they don't have the extra trailer hooked up, so it was a smaller setup. Yeah.
Condensed.
But I mean, it was a lot of stuff there. A lot of stuff he's got.
Oh.
And I'm gonna start looking like a rickrack over there with his big old setup and semi there and all that stuff. But I don't know what was wrong with Adam's truck. I didn't watch that video. I watched him get in the trailer though. And I was like, what the heck is he buying now?
Yeah, because I got home really late, and then they got up 4 o'clock in the morning, drove down there and back to Daytona, and that was a long day, especially since they got home so late the night before.
Yeah.
And they got up at 4 in the morning. I don't know. That's a lot.
Good for them.
Yes, good. Yeah, they're 20 years younger than us, so.
Good for them.
Yeah.
And I hope it all works out. And we'll be covering that too, giving you ideas of what he's got going on. Now, we're not going to see them until Sturgis, so they're going to be doing Laconia.
We'll see him at 3-Wheel Rally.
No, well, yeah. So I don't know if they have something set up before Sturgis or not. I don't know. Like I say, I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he's thinking about tires. Maybe he's going to do tires and all the other parts. I don't know what he's thinking. And if I did know, I probably couldn't say because he hasn't done a video on it yet. So he probably wouldn't want me to say nothing. So we'll just have to all wait.
We're all guessing.
It'll be he might have bought it just to get more of attention and get videos. Just kind of like he bought
The
that
content.
get that motorcycle. Same thing I bought the chopper for, which I'll never get that done. If I'm ever home long enough. Tear that motor apart and get that fixed.
Flying, we're supposed to be home more.
Supposed to be. But it ain't seem like it's working that way.
No, not really. All right. You should start be getting tired by now. He hasn't had much sleep the last couple nights.
I need to because we start getting migraines.
Yeah.
Figured out that's one of the reasons I get my migraine headaches. I don't get enough sleep.
Yeah.
So right after this, we'll take our showers and be time for bed.
That's right.
Bedtime for Bonzos.
Yeah.
Go bed.
Yeah.
So any more questions anybody got to ask? Or we're going to be wrapping this puppy up tonight. So I did see on the commercial, it's probably not even 10 or 15 seconds long that you have to click out. So you really, if you're clicking fast enough, you're really not missing much because I did it and I don't know. I don't think I would, the few seconds that it did, it is kind of a pain if you're sitting back, you're watching on your TV and you got to click out. So I can see that it is a pain. But I mean, all the videos I watch now, it's all got commercials in everybody's video pretty much. So it's a kind of a standard thing. I don't know. But YouTube try to say they're trying, but it's for them to make more money too because lives take longer. and they're more time. Here we go. You know, we're not putting hour-long videos out. Doesn't seem to make a difference when I put out videos, because I've got some videos that hit 30 minutes and I'm still getting 5,000 or 6,000 people to watch it. And I put a 15-minute video out and I'm still getting 4,000 or 5,000 people watching it. So it really isn't making a difference for you, if watchers, that it's because I'm still getting, you know, not everybody's going to watch it. But some of you watch all of our videos. Like here, there might be some people that like Neil or something, or that's been on here from the beginning. They'll be on all that night. Other people click in, click out. I'm like that too. I very seldom have ever watched a live video from start to finish. Just a lot of times people talk about stuff I'm not interested in. And I'm another one to where if I ask a question, I'd like it to be answered. And most YouTubers don't do that. A lot of them we know you never see them unless you give them money. You give them $5. Maybe that's why we don't get money on our channel on
we
live.
answer most of the
Because
questions.
yeah, so she waves to you if you say hi or whatever. And if we just ignored you, then
Well, sometimes they'll answer for me. Like you were talking, somebody wanted to know what street Richard Rowland's gas station was on. And I kept trying to kind of say Junction. And then somebody, I think Xan Biker wrote in there the full address. And then somebody asked why we were in Kansas City. We're here because our daughter lives here. It was our oldest grandson's graduation and his birthday. So we got to see both of those. That's why we're here. And just told you all the stuff's going on. 8:48 East Coast. Let me know about the ride. Okay, Rick, I sure will. Thank you very much for the offer. He's going to give us a ride if you want to Red Rock. It's warming up outside. It's getting more often. There you go, Neil.
It's crazy. Sturgis about a week ago was 95 degrees, and it's just a couple days ago it was in the 30s with snow flurries again. Welcome to the Midwest.
Yeah. I think that's why I got kind of this stuff going on, because it's hot, cold, rainy, warm, hot,
Because
cold,
I was expecting
rainy.
it was going to be 80s or 90s here, hot and humid, because we're in Kansas.
It was
And
like
here it's
62 this morning.
It was in the 70s all day. Never got near 80. It was warm outside. I could have wore shorts this afternoon, but this morning we got up, it was like 59.
Good to see you. And there's Nicole. She's on too. They're both on. They just popped in right here at the end.
Right.
Hope you guys are doing well, and hopefully we'll see you guys in Sturgis.
Yep. And so for them, they just came on. We're going to Biketoberfest. We will be there from the Tuesday probably to the Sunday. So for all the Florida people, make sure we let you know we're coming back for Biketoberfest. Need to come out. We need to support us because we're being sponsored. Got a couple of new sponsors. Teddy Morris is going to comp us for there, and then also the Visitor Bureau. What's it called?
Convention Visitors Bureau.
Are going to sponsor us to get us out there. So this will be our first year with them.
Good thing you left South Carolina. Jana says it was 93 to here with a heat index of 105.
Welcome to well, and then it's going to cool down this weekend.
It's supposed to rain here all weekend for Memorial Day, but we'll see. That can change. I was worried about his flight because all the weather here kept saying that there was this horrible storm heading southeast. It was going to go through Alabama and Tennessee and all. And I asked for the flight pattern from Atlanta to Wichita, and it went right through where the storm was at. And I'm like, oh, great. So I thought either his flight was going to get canceled or something. But oh wow, that's the lightning on the plane. That's kind of cool.
I put it in the video. I can probably download. I don't know what quality it'll be. I was looking out the window of the airplane
while he was flying last night.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Next week.
There's the last passenger that got in after they closed the gate.
They wouldn't let him on his plane that he just about missed. He missed it by a couple minutes and they wouldn't let him on. Next week, back into the middle 90s back home. And it was supposed to be tomorrow. It was supposed to be in the hundreds. I guess when we get back next week, it'll be in the 90s.
Saw a gator in Myrtle Beach.
Huntington Beach, South Carolina. Not Huntington Beach, California. Saturday's going to be 74.
My bike got picked up. I got a video to show you that. I can do that video too. My bike got picked up. There it is, getting hauled away.
Well, it's not a happy time. No, it's not. It's for all those that gave all.
Yeah.
So, yeah, say a prayer for the veterans and their families that sacrificed their family members for us. It might be 60 degrees on Saturday. That's good. So thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We enjoyed spending time with you guys. Sorry I missed you during part of Myrtle Beach. All those that were there and I missed, hopefully I will see you at another rally soon. Next one, I guess, will be Sturgis coming up. So let us know if you're going to be at Sturgis. Don't forget to support our sponsors. They're the one that gets us to these rallies and get you some information. And thank you to all of you guys. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share us with your family and friends. Give us a big thumbs up. Ring that bell for notifications. And we'll see you on the next video.
There you go.
So thank you, Neil says. Thank you all. There you go. There's the bike builds. All right. Say good night, John Boy.
Good night, John Boy.
See you later.
Alligator.
After a while.